A very good morning to all of you. Today we are reading the fourth poem from the 12th class main textbook, Flamingo. The name of the poem is A Thing of Beauty and it has been written by John Keats. Here you can see the picture of John Keats. First, we will know something about John Keats. John Keats, he was born on October 31, 1775, and he died on February 23, 1821. He was born in London, England. He is considered as a romantic poet in the history of literature. He has published 54 poems and his literature career is only of 5 years. His poems are one of the most sought after creations in English literature. His poetry is an excerpt from his poem Endymion, a poetic romance which was written in 1818. And this poem is considered to be an epic poem. First, let us know about the background of the poem which we are reading today, that is A Thing of Beauty. This poem is based on Greek mythology. This poem is based on the story about a shepherd whose name was Endymion and his quest for his love Diana, and how in his quest he falls in love with an earthly maiden who later turns out to be Diana herself. This you can see the picture, the title page of this book, Endymion. Also, you can see the picture of Endymion and Diana. Now, I'm starting with the poem stanza wise and I'm explaining line wise. First stanza. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases, it will never pass into nothingness. Actually, this poem beautifully presents the reader with the views of John Keats on beauty and its value and its importance to all the human beings. In these lines, he says that beauty is internal, it's forever, it never fades away, but instead, our love for it enhances with the passage of time. Stanza 1 is in continuation, but will keep a bird quiet for us and asleep, full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. Beauty acts like the soothing, relaxing shade of the trees, which helps all the creatures to sleep peacefully and enjoy good health. Mother's lap and the sleep of a child in mother's lap has also been considered as one of the most beautiful things in the world. Because for the child, this is the safest place on the earth. Now I am starting with stanza 2. Therefore, on every morrow, are we wreathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth? Here, John Keats says that at every moment, our desire to live further is because we encircle ourselves with our love towards these beautiful things. Because these beautiful things are always a source of happiness for each of us. As we get wrapped up in the beautiful flowery band, we get a reason to live further. This you can see, this is a flowery band. What happens? When we wake up the next morning after having a sound sleep throughout the night. So all the beautiful memories of the sweet dreams which we were having during our night, during our sleep. So these beautiful memories of our sweet dreams help us to strengthen our bond with the earth. That is, we prepare a wealth of flowers that binds us to the earth more strongly. So this flowery band is also a beautiful thing because it has been woven with all the beautiful things, all the beautiful memories which we always dream of during our sleep time. Spite of despondence, of the inhuman dearth of noble natures, of the gloomy days, of all the unhealthy and over darkened ways made for our searching. First, let me explain some of the difficult words. Spite, the first word, spite. Spite means desire to offend others. Despondence. Despondence, when a person is disheartened, he is fully hopeless. Here, the poet in these lines says that without beauty, the earth is full of gloom and sadness. There is cruelty all around and lack of good natured people. Because in this universe, there is dearth of good people, of good natures. All the people and majority of the people, they are not having good thinking about the other. They always are having a desire to offend others. Due to this, we get disheartened, we get hopeless. But if the beautiful things are not there, throughout our life we will be disheartened and we won't be having any chance to be happy, to revive in this earth once again. So this you can see the pictures of different persons when their hopelessness is there, sadness, suffering is prevailing everywhere. The tears are in the eyes. A person is not stable. He is not able to think properly. He is not mentally balanced. And he is very much sad. He is full of suffering, pain, sadness, and depression. He doesn't feel like talking to anyone. He wants to sit all alone and he is lost into all the sufferings which he has faced all these days. Now comes the stanza 3. Yes, in spite of all, some shape of beauty moves away the pall from our dark spirits. First two meanings. Pall. Pall means a dark cloud of gloom and sadness. Last word, spirits. Spirits means the soul where lie our emotions and characteristics. So let me start what the poet wants to explain in these lines. He says, it is this beauty, the creation of God, which removes the sadness and darkness from our mind and our soul. So here you can see the beautiful scenic beauty. So people, why do the people go to the hill stations? Because they want to be happy. They want to enjoy the beautiful bounty of God given for all the human beings. Because they want to enjoy the life, they want to be away from the sad things which give them the sad memories in their lives. Even the beautiful birds, the creation of God, are also a source of enjoyment to us. Now the next lines. Such the sun, the moon, trees old and young, sprouting a shady boom or simple shape. So these things of nature, that is like the sun, the moon, the old trees, and the young sprouting trees. These are all the things of beauty, the things of enjoyment to the people. The poet names some of the things here, that is the sun, the moon, the greenery, like trees, whose shade is a boon for creatures, and also the sheep to rest under it. The sheep, when they are resting under the shady boom of the shady boom of the trees, this is also a source of enjoyment to we people. Sun, you can see How beautiful is the sun when this is rising. People go to the hill station just to enjoy this scene because this is one of the most beautiful things in the world. Shady trees, though there may be very much noon, the hot sun may be there outside, but if the person is passing through this pass where all the shady trees are there, they will feel relaxed, they will feel relief for some time. And now the simple sheep under natural shady moon. So this is also beautiful for we people to see and for these sheep to enjoy the shady boon of nature. This paragraph is in continuation. And such are daffodils with the green world they live in, and clear rills that for themselves a cooling covert make against the hot season. So various flowers like daffodils. Daffodils you can see in this picture how beautiful is the color of these flowers, and this is the creation of God only. So not only these flowers but different flowers are there which are making this earth green and which are also a source of joy to us, and the lovely rivers which are full of clear waters cool everyone in the summer. So in the summer, when we are walking in the hot sun, obviously we will need some water and rills. Rills means the clear or the stream of running water. If we find a stream nearby, this really is a source of joy to us because we will feel relaxed, relief after having the cool water from this lovely rill which is a part of the God. You can see again the beautiful daffodil flowers. When we see these flowers, of course, we are lost in the beauty of these flowers for some time. Clear rills, these are the streams of running water. You can see how clear the water is. Of course, the water is also very cold. So, if we are having this water in the hot season, we really feel very lucky. Now comes our stanza 4 and the last stanza. And such too is the grandeur of the dooms we have imagined for the mighty tale. All lovely tales that we have heard or read. So, first, a few meanings. Dooms in the second line. Dooms means last day of the existence of a human being. Now, the lovely deeds means the noble deeds of the brave men who already have sacrificed their lives. And if we remember these tales, this is really a source of inspiration for all of us forever. The beauty, this is a beautiful thing for us forever. The beautiful legacy of their bravery is the grandeur which is associated with the mighty dead. So let me explain the poet's words. Other than these things of nature, which already I have explained, the poet says in these lines that the stories of brave men who have sacrificed their lives, they are also beautiful for us because we always will feel happy to recollect the memories of these people who have sacrificed their lives for we people. We always feel proud of these stories. So, this also is a source of great enjoyment to we people. These are the tales of heroic men who sacrificed their lives. Even during the independence, the people who have sacrificed their lives, still we feel very happy. We feel proud of our ancestors due to whom today we are enjoying the independence. Otherwise, till date we would have been the slaves of the British Empire. an endless fountain of immortal drink pouring unto us from the heavens spring. So, this is also a beautiful thing. All these beautiful things are like the nectar to us. This nectar is a God's gift to us, which helps us to live further on this earth. So, this nectar, this is a fountain of immortal drink. If you are lucky enough to have this nectar from the God, you will never be able to finish your life. You will be eternal. You will never die on this earth. So, this is a immortal drink which was found from the ocean by the devtas and the monsters. Both of them, they were having a fight that who wanted to have this immortal drink. So this immortal drink is very precious. This will make your life forever and you will never die. Now already I have explained some words. Still a few words I am explaining. In the first stanza, I had explained Bhor. This is a pleasant shady place. Under trees are climbing plants. Morrow means tomorrow, the following day. Wreathing, covering are to encircle, are to feed. Spite, desire to offend or annoy someone. Despondence, hearted or harm. Noble, a superior quality, having high moral principles. Paul, already I have told you, this is a cloud, a dark cloud of gloom and sadness. Spirits, the soul where lie our emotions and character, sprouting to develop suddenly in large numbers. Shady boon, a shade which is helpful to someone. Rills, streams of running water. Forward, not openly known or displayed. Grandeur, so as to impress. Doom's last day of existence. Immortal, living forever. Now, this finishes with your story, this your sorry poem and its explanation, line wise and extensive wise. Now, I also want to share some questions, important questions, which can be in your examination. I am also telling you the answers of these questions. The first important question is, list the things of beauty mentioned in the poem. So the things of beauty mentioned in the poem are the sun, the moon, the trees, the daffodils, rivers and streams, undergrowth of flora and fauna, blooming masked roses, and the heroic tales of the brave which continue to inspire us. Second question can be, these are all the textbook questions. List the things that cause suffering and pains. So the answer can be, life is not a bed of roses. It has its share of thorns too. Thus, the good experiences of life are interspersed with suffering and pain too, some of which, as referred to by John Keats, are the shortage of good, unselfish people, the difficult and hard times of life, along with challenges and a sense of loss. Third question, what does the line, therefore are we reading a flowery band mean? So the answer, since man has to face all kinds of challenges and difficulties of its life, along with some beautiful experience, he weaves a red band of beautiful memories, which makes his life worth living. Next one, what makes human beings love life in spite of troubles and suffering? In spite of troubles and sufferings, human beings continue loving life because beauty's various forms like the sun, the moon, trees, daffodils, streams, etc. motivate us. So these are all the textbook questions which I am sharing with you. Next question can be, what makes human beings love life in spite of troubles and suffering? I'm sorry, this question has been repeated. Do we experience things of beauty only for short moments, or do they make a lasting impression on us? No, things of beauty are not experienced for short moments. They leave a lasting impression and are a joy forever. They continue to motivate us and accept the challenges of life. What images does the poet use to describe the beautiful bounty of the earth? The poet uses the images of the endless fountains, that is, beauty in its full and everlasting form created by God. This beautiful bounty in the form of the sun, moon, trees, daffodils, green nature musk rose, blooms and grand deaths keep us tied to this earth. Next one. What message is given by the poet? Through this poem, the poet John Keats wishes to tell all the human beings that hardships and difficulties are a part of life. However, they re-interspersed with periods of happiness and joy too. But beauty in any form is an elixir of life and motivates us to overcome any kind of sadness, gloom, and happiness. That's all about this point. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you.